Hey guys, it's Alexis with Create Your Future. I am back with a brand new video. Happy Monday. And today, let's talk about thought transmission, how your thoughts transmit to your specific person, how we can use thoughts and thought change, how it really is the key to everything when transforming your relationship, or if you are manifesting a different version of your SP. And also today, I have a great success story about a client of mine who recreated her person. They came back, and now you guys, they're back together better than ever. All right. So before I get started, thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. The links to booking one-on-one coaching and one-on-one hypnosis are in the box below. So you guys, this is like one of my favorite topics because there's a lot of literature and a lot of information out, especially now, about manifesting and about consciously creating your reality. But in the area that I am most dealing with clients in is relationships, is a specific person, is getting things to change in their reality. So we want to think of a formula of how do we apply that logic and apply that information to your situation. How do you do that? How do you really do that? How do you not do that? And all that good stuff. So about my success story that is for today, the client that I am going to be referencing, her backstory was that her SP, who was at the time her ex-husband, had left the house. They had gone through a divorce. They were in some pretty dire circumstances. Like, he had left, they had kids together. They were still communicating. He wasn't being the nicest. He had kind of like a negative Nancy attitude about a lot of things. He had gone through his own issues. He wasn't the most confident. They were sharing for things financially with the kids, but they really didn't have very much of a relationship yet. And she had figured out, like, this is my person. This is who I want to work things out with. I want to get my family back together. And I said, okay, so let's get your family back together better than ever. You can do it. Okay. So just as a backstory, now let me reference the success story. And I want to say too, if you have a situation where you have a lot of circumstances or you have a lot of things going on, and then you've heard in videos, which we know, and I believe too, which is that circumstances don't matter. Don't get caught up in the jargon of I have so many circumstances. Don't get caught up in there are so many things. We actually want to think outside of that and think of the solution, which is no matter what, we're getting back together better than ever. No matter what, I'm transforming this to finally be what I want it to be, which is better than ever. The other thing I want to point out today too is that you guys, you have created whatever you've created with your person, or you have created whatever you've created in your relationship for your benefit. So it's not like we want to take the perspective of I created this. This is my reality. I created this. It's a bunch of stuff I don't like and I did something wrong. No, what we're actually doing when we create our reality and we create things that we don't want, somewhere in the subconscious mind or in your assumptions of it, there was an unconscious benefit to creating what you don't want. Now, let me make it simple. What I have found over the years of talking to hundreds of people about their relationships is that usually we have an issue within ourselves of not wanting to be fully vulnerable, fully close, or we just don't with a person, or we don't think it's possible for us. So we end up manifesting sometimes, a bunch of drama, circumstances, things, a person that's doing a bunch of things that we don't like, because then if therefore they're not showing up the way that I really want them to show up, then we don't have to access a deeper sense of vulnerability, connectedness, closeness within ourselves and then with them. This is kind of a roundabout way of looking at it. But in psychology and integrative psychology, we call it secondary gain, where there is a benefit. And like, just, look at this for yourself. Whatever you're creating, that there is like a underlying benefit. Even if you don't like it, there is a benefit to holding it in place. So you want to ask yourself, like, what am I really afraid of? What is there to fear, even though there theoretically is nothing to fear because it's your reality? Why would I have created it this way? Now, I look at it that way as a coach, but I'm not asking you to overanalyze and overthink and have a bunch of thoughts about your circumstances either. It's just kind of like a way to look at things, that we do manifest and we do create things because somehow, some way, it keeps us in place where we've always been and then not moving forwards. So like, if this is you, and it's most of us, if we're creating something or recreating something, I said to her, okay, well, let's recreate the marriage. Let's recreate him. Let's recreate you, and let's take the angle of getting back together, being back together better than ever. Okay. Dear Alexis, thank you so much for all of your support and holding my hand over the months of time where I was really up in arms about my specific person who is my ex-husband, but now soon he will be my husband again. LOL, LOL, LOL. I realized that it was all along me, my own insecurities, my inability to be really deep with him, to have that deep, fulfilling, loving relationship. I had never seen that before in my parents and my family, so I felt like it was so impossible to create that with him on my own. Now I look back and I realize that I was making circumstances out of circumstances, and I was making problems out of problems. So when you had me focus on recreating myself and my self-concept, being secure within myself, having my sense of self-confidence and my happiness, therefore then recreating him and recreating the marriage, everything has now fallen back into place. As you know, he had already moved back into our house with the kids, but now we are making steps to get remarried, have that small wedding that I had always envisioned. And it actually looks like I'm going to be wearing that dress that I had also imagined many, many months ago that I had talked to you about. Thank you so much for your help. Please feel free to share my success story as if I can do it. Anyone can do it. XO. Okay. So the other thing I want to touch upon is, what did she do? She did thought transmission. She did a mental diet. I did not have her do a bunch of things. I did not have her do this huge practice of a lot of things that I'm hearing a lot of people are doing these days. What I did have her do is carve out time for thinking her new thoughts. So if you are doing a mental diet, you want to make sure that you are engaging in enough thoughts and sending enough thoughts out to your reality and to your person that it can override the old reality, but that it's really creating a new. So that's how we recreate someone or something, and we discreate the past. What you do not want to do is look at it as like, Alexis, I want to get rid of him. I want to get rid of them. I want to get rid of what happened. I want to forget it. I want to get past it. That whole thing, you guys, holds stuff in place. That is resisting your current reality. It's getting angry at things, getting mad at things, and therefore you are directing energy to it and it stays the same. What we just need to do is think new thoughts. Now, I have always said that the mental diet practice is the missing component to everything, from even like my field of study with hypnotherapy, integrative psychology to a certain point. It is definitely not part and parcel to most of our modern psychological practices that we use as therapeutic. Now, what I'm noticing is that a lot of people are finding out about manifesting, create your reality, and they're still not doing a mental diet or refocusing their thoughts on new thought forms. What we need to do is, no matter what you're doing, even if you're doing and you do hypnosis with me, like this client, we had done a couple hypnosis sessions. We also did a lot of coaching, and she was able to really get a hold of what she was consciously thinking. Because like it or not like it, your conscious thoughts go 2 places, 3 places if you are recreating a person or anything. This is like, I had a comment, and I've had a lot of comments about, Alexis, can you do a video about career and about money? Those also involve specific people. If you are manifesting for money, people have to get thoughts to give you money, or the thoughts have to go out so money comes in. If you're manifesting for career and there is someone that's deciding, that person has to get the thought to choose you. Okay. So it's always an SP. It's just in love and relationships, it's different, in my opinion, because your person that you're developing a love relationship with is getting to know you and a reflection of your deeper self, which we usually don't see reflected in such a deep way as career. And that's where the relationship zone, in my opinion, is a little bit different. Okay. Because they're a mirror reflection, usually of your deeper fears, of your deeper thoughts about you. But that gives you all the power. That means that through changing me, through thinking new thoughts of me, I change my deeper self, and therefore I push out a different version, because your thoughts go to them. They go to you and your mind and what you're thinking, what you're assuming, and then they go out into your reality. Your thoughts are like darts, you guys. So Logan, my son, is not in here, so I can throw some stuff around. Like, these are pens, right? They're thoughts. Like if I'm thinking, I am so amazing. I am so special. I am so secure. I'm so special. I'm so secure. I'm so happy. I'm having a great day. They are thoughts that go out into your reality. Other videos I've done, or like thoughts, are like Post-its where they stick to people or they stick to things, just to make it a practical practice to get to know how to do this. The thing is this, energetically and how your reality is set up is that's what's going on. And that's how your thoughts transmit to people. Other people overhear the thoughts that you think they're thinking or that you're thinking about yourself. So to make this simple, like I had her do, she was doing a bunch of things. She was doing meditation. She was doing sleep training meditations. She was doing scripting, excuse me. She was doing a bunch of stuff, right? I said, okay, you can do all a bunch of stuff if you have time for all that, but we have to get you on a mental diet twice a day or 3 times a day for 5 to 10 minutes. I need you to think the new story, the new affirmations of you, the new story, the new affirmations of him, and then the new story, the new affirmations of the relationship. There are usually 3 buckets. So if you're manifesting for career, it's what are they thinking or who's the person that is picking you, or are you, getting the job, right? You're getting the job. I'm getting the job. I'm getting the job. Now, it is not to say that I'm saying for 3 times a day, robotically affirm like the exact same thought. No, but you do want to concisely, consistently think the same thoughts about the same things and about what is happening, because that will tell your mind, I am deciding. This is my reality. I am thinking thoughts, and I'm going to hold these thoughts in place through persistence, because you persisted in the other reality that you didn't want. You persisted, and it's very easy for us to persist in thoughts of what we don't want. It's very easy for the mind to think of the lack, to think of what aren't they doing. I mean, I'll tell you guys, like all week long, right? I talk to people in coaching about their relationships. I kid you not that there are so many people I talk to that are like deleting what the person is doing that are actually really good things, because they're just programmed to think of what aren't they doing, what's not here, and then they come to manifesting and it's like, oh, there's all these circumstances. Well, a lot of times there really aren't. We oftentimes create circumstances out of circumstances. It's like creating an issue out of a tissue, or a hill out of a mole out of a hill out of a molehill. And anyways, you guys, you know what I'm saying, right? So the answer though, like this woman that I worked with, and now it wouldn't matter what gender it is, those are the areas to focus on. So really, you guys, like, make this simple on yourself, focusing on what's been happening with them. What do I want instead? Even take the angle, like I said to her, let's focus on, I manifested this, I created this, because what I was experiencing, my reality, was not good enough. So therefore, instead of just knowing to create what I want, my route of getting there was, I'm going to create a bunch of stuff. He's going to move out. He's going to move back in. He's going to say this. He's going to say that, right? That's how we're usually taught things go. And then we like somehow get back together. In conscious creation, it's like, no, I understand I created this, but I'm going to create this instead. And really get clear on, what am I creating instead? What are you thinking about you? What are you thinking about your person? And what are you thinking about the relationship? Now, as I say that, and thought transmission is what we're dealing with, you want to think about, what thoughts am I transmitting to me about myself? Those are the most important. The most important cannot be about your person. They cannot be about the relationship. And then somehow, some way, you still think kind of like low-level thoughts about yourself, or you think like, oh, I'm pretty great, I'm pretty amazing, I'm pretty okay. And then you overthink about the relationship and your person. That's what probably has got you into where you're at now. So flip the script for yourself. Really decide, I am in control of my thoughts. I am stable and secure within myself. I am in charge of my happiness. This is my relationship. It's my reality. And then do your work from there in yourself, and then about your person, and then about the relationship. Okay. I never have time into the video to go into the actual intentions. And I feel like it's giving away too much of the person's situation, because I always tell people to think thoughts about their actual circumstance, not just like cookie cutter. Not everyone has the same deal or the same set of affirmations ever. Okay. So, but really you want to look at it this way, you guys. This is how thought transmission works. You think a thought, you send thoughts out to your reality. The other people hear it, and then they tell them to you, or they act a certain way. Okay. So given that, if you're doing a bunch of stuff, like if you're doing like, meditations, et cetera, you're got a lot of content, practices going on. That's great. Just do your mental diet. Also, I also want to say, my God, am I yelling at everyone? Excuse me, but not excuse me. Sorry, not sorry. A mental diet is not is not having a list of affirmations and then putting on an app to hear. The mental diet is control of the conscious mind and what you're thinking. Even putting affirmations on a parrot app or an app, that's kind of like a technique. It's something else, even if it's your own voice. You really want to learn to get in control of your mind, in control of your thoughts, and it all begins with you. Okay. So that's the way that I would like everyone to go about it. If I could like wave a magic wand, thoughts of you, thoughts of them, thoughts of the relationship. Those are always the 3 areas. Okay. And I feel like this video is quick, but I do not think it was. If you are manifesting for a huge change and the person is left, or you want them to come back, you want to take the angle, manifesting them back better than ever. And you can do this. You can have this. You can be, have, or do anything that you desire. It's all within you, you guys. All right. So go out and make today awesome. I will see you in my next video. Think of yourself highly, and let's lift you up to having that high level self-concept, manifest from that perspective. All right. See you guys soon. Bye.